Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students and dear learners, once again, welcome in today's lecture. Today we have reached at unit number 13. So let's start. This is unit number 13, harnessing the power of social media. So our today's competency is vocabulary and grammar, and it's lecture number 1. My dear learners, before going into the deep understanding of the subject or the title, we must know about the SLO. So we have reached at the SLO, look at the SLO and try to understand this SLO. Use sentences with direct object and indirect objects and sentence patterns. Yes, this SLO is telling us about two objects. One is direct and the other one is indirect objects and sentence pattern. The first one is SVO. It means subject, verb, object. And the other one is SVOO. And next one is SVOC. So, dear learners, this is SLO. Now, we have known about this SLO. Now, it's time to move ahead and try to learn all these sentence patterns. So, let's move to the next vertical linkage and then brainstorming. And after that, we will try to learn in detail about this topic. So, let's come. This is vertical linkage, and this was the SLO in English 6. And now, brainstorming. Have you seen sentences that show who is doing something and to whom? Dear learners, you know very well, brainstorming activity is that activity which connects us the real topic which we are going to do. So, it is telling about what is doer and what is receiver. Now, let's see in the next slide what is the doer and what is the receiver. So, come to the board. Yes. So, this is the main topic, sentence patterns, and these are the sentence patterns SVO, SVOO, and SVOC. Let's see sentence patterns. Today we will learn about subjects, verbs, objects, and complements. Yes, these parts of sentences help us understand how sentences are made. So, dear learners, sentence patterns are for clear understanding of the sentences. Let's move and try to understand deeply. Yes, first of all, what is subject? As I told you before reaching this stage, before reaching this slide, I told you about the doer. So, subject is the doer. A subject is the doer of the action. It tells who or what the sentence is about. If someone is doing something, that person or thing is the subject. It means, dear learners, it means the subject basically is the doer or the performer in the sentence. The thing or the person who is performing an action is called sentence. Now, let's move to the board and try to have the example. Yes. Now, these are the examples. Ali plays cricket. Here, the action is playing cricket, and who is doing this? Ali. So, it is Ali is here the subject. The dog barked. Who is barking? The dog is barking. So, the activity of barking is being done by the subject dog. My mother cooked dinner. Now, the whole activity of cooking dinner is done by mother. So, this is the subject. So, once again, dear learners, you have very well aware of the concept of the subject. Now, move to the next slide and try to understand what the new thing is there. Yes, Now we have reached at verb. What is a verb? A verb is an action word. It tells what the subject is doing. Verbs show actions like run, eat, write, jump, speak, etc. So, all the words which show an action are called verb. Now, look at these examples. Ali plays cricket. Here, plays is the verb. The dog bark. Bark is the verb because this is the activity, this is the action. My mother cooked food. Here, cooked is verb because this is the action. So, dear learners, now I hope you have learned what the verb is. Basically, verb is an action. So, move to the next slide. Now, we have reached the object. There are two types of object. The first one is direct object. So, a direct object is the thing that receives the action. It is very clear a thing or person who receives the action is called object or the receiver. Ask what after the verb? Yes, the answer is the direct object. Now, look at the examples. Ali plays cricket. Yes, Ali is the subject, plays is the verb, and the action of this verb is transferring to this word, that is cricket, that is thing. So, cricket is receiving the action, and the action is done by this person, Ali. So, plays what? Cricket. So, the cricket is what? Object. She bought a dress. Bought what? A dress. Yes. The word which answers the verb that will be called as object. The child ate a mango. At what? Mango. So, dear learners, now I think so you have pretty much clear about object and direct object. Now, move to the next slide. It is indirect object. An indirect object tells to whom or for whom the action is done. So, indirect object is not that thing or person who receives the action directly, but indirectly. So, it is the receiver of the object. Examples. Look at the examples. Mother gave me. Here is one object, a gift, and the second object. Look at this. To whom it is the gift? It is not. Yes, mother gave me a gift. To whom? Me. Yes, the mother gave what the mother gave? Gift. So it means that gift is the direct object. To whom? Me. So whatever the word which is the answer of to whom, that will be called as indirect object. The teacher showed us a video. What the teacher showed? Video. So video is the direct object. To whom? Us. So it means that the answer of the to whom is us. So us is the indirect object. Ali sent his friend a message. What Ali sent? Message. So it is the direct object. To whom? To his friend. So friend will be indirect object. So we have concluded, my dear learners, what is indirect object. Very clear, very clear. The word who answers the what, that will be the direct object, and the word who will be the answer of to whom will be the indirect object. So now I think so it is clear. Now move to the next slide. Yes, now we have reached at the complement. First of all, I would like to explain what is complement. Complement is a word that is derived from the word complete. It means that a word which completes the sentence, that is called as complement. Now look at the uh, brief definition of complement, and then we move to the next stage. A complement gives us extra information about the object. Yes, complement is a what thing gives extra information about the object. It completes the meaning of the sentence. This is what I said a little bit before. It tells how or what the object becomes after the action. Yes. Now, look at these examples. The news made him happy. Yes. Now, happy is the complement because news made him. What made him happy? So, happy is a word here that is used as complement, which is completing the complete sense of the sentence. That's why happy here is a complement. So, it is the number two example. They painted the wall. Yes, they painted the wall. But what color with it? Blue. So blue here used as complement as well. The joke made us laugh. Here, laugh is a complement. So, my dear students, now this is the concept of complement. Now, I think you have pretty much cleared about that topic. Now, move to the next slide. Here, sentence pattern number one, and this is SVO. This is the simple sentence structure. You know very well, it is subject, this is verb, and this is object. Now, look at this. SVO, subject, verb, direct object. Here, we are talking about just direct object. In this sentence pattern, our focus is on direct object, but we are not discussing indirect object in this sentence pattern right now. The subject does an action to a direct object. The subject does an action to a direct object. Now, look at these examples. Ali, this is the subject, at, this is the verb, and apple, this is the direct object. What Ali is eating? An apple. So, the direct action is transferring to an apple. That's why apple is direct object. The girl drew a picture. Who drew a picture? The girl. The teacher explained the lesson. Who explained the lesson? Teacher, teacher. So, what explained is done, what the explanation is done by the teacher? The lesson. It means that the direct action is transferred on the lesson. That's why it is called as direct object. So, dear learners, this is called the first simple sentence, that is called SVO. SVO, you know very well right now, subject, verb, and object. But here we are just talking about the direct object in this sentence pattern. Now, move to the next slide. Sentence pattern 2, that is SVOO. It means that in the same sentence pattern, in a single sentence pattern, we will use two types of the object. The first one is the indirect and then direct object. Yes. So S stands for subject, V stands for verb, and O stands for indirect object here, and second O is stands for direct object. So, the subject gives or sends something to someone. Yes, not directly, but someone. Examples, look at this. Ali gave his sister flower. What Ali gave? So, the answer of what here is what? Yes, Ali gave his sister. Yes, indirect object. What Ali gave? Flower. So it is indirect object. Yes. Now, to whom? I have already told you the word which will be the answer of what, that will be the direct object, and if the answer of whom, that will be the indirect object. Now, look at this. Father bought us ice cream. Now, father bought. What father bought? Ice cream. Yes. And to whom? Us. The teacher subject gave the class homework. What the teacher gave? Homework. Yes. And to whom? The what? Class. So this is. So now we have, dear students, now we have learned about the second sentence pattern as well. Now move to the next slide and let's see what is there for us to understand. Yes, this is the sentence pattern number 3, SVOC. Here, subject, verb, object, and complement. Yes, the subject does an action to an object, and the complement gives extra meaning and complete the sense of the sentence. Now, look at the examples. They painted the gate red. Here, what they painted? The gate. And with what color? Red. So, this is the complement. The joke made us happy. Happy is complement here. Yes, hard work made him strong. So strong here is using as complement in this sentence pattern. So dear students, this was SVOC, sentence pattern. Very simple. Now move to the next slide. Now, there are simulation for you people. You can watch them and enhance your understanding of the given topic. This is worksheet here, and it is attached with the PPT as well. And our other resources are here. PPT's presentation, worksheets, skill sheets, lesson plans, and question banks are also there. Dear learners, I hope you are getting advantage from these resources which are there for you people freely. So this is all about today's lecture. I would like to say in the end, thank you so much, dear learners. I hope you have learned this topic effectively. So we will see tomorrow. Till that time, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.